And we are live once again. Hi everyone. I'm gonna try and adjust the angle so you can see me kind of well. And also what I am working on. I'm gonna push back my other things that I usually use. But today I'm gonna be crafting with you guys. So I'm going to be working on a brand new necklace inspired by this one, but in a totally different colorway. So I'm gonna be making one necklace at least today. I also have two Etsy orders that I can work on. So if I'm really fast in making this necklace, I can start working on my Etsy orders that I still have open that I still have to make. So I hope you guys are gonna enjoy this live stream with me. At least I'm gonna have fun while creating some necklaces. So the piece I'm gonna be working on today is a commission piece by one of my close friends. I hope she's gonna love it because, well, I hope she's gonna love it. And hi Desi, welcome to my live stream. Glad you are excited to see me crafting. I hope you can see me actually work on the pieces I'm gonna work on. I've never done a live stream like this. I've never even made a video like this. So I hope it's gonna work out just fine. I always work on one of these foam mouse mat thingies because it makes my beads stay with me and not just fly all over the place. So since I'm going to be working with green beads and black beads today, the first thing I'm going to be doing is just gathering the beads. My boyfriend is saying hi as well. He's saying Guild Wars 2. Yes, the mouse mat I am abusing is from Guild Wars 2. I got it from a friend of mine. But yeah, it's stained with paint and coffee and other things that I tend to put up on it. And I use it as a mouse mat most of the time. Right. So first thing I'm doing is gathering my beads. I'm kind of guessing how many I'm going to be using. I'm not sure yet how many I will need, so I'm just gathering beads to see what I'm going to be making with it. So I'm gathering all these green beads. Now I'm not using natural lighting because the sun was hitting straight on my window and it was just too intense. But if I notice that the natural light is getting a bit better, I might just open my window a tiny bit so I can see better because right now I have to hold up my beads towards the light to see which color they are. But yeah, I'm really excited to be working on this necklace. I love doing custom pieces for people, especially if it's colors that I usually don't work with, because I always tend to like stick to the safe colors. Like black is one of my safe colors. Red is one of my safe colors as well. Trying to get rid of these here. So yeah, black and red is something that I usually work with, but once it goes like out of the black and red, I'm like kind of, it's not that I doubt my skill level, it's more that I'm just like, I'm not sure if people are gonna find it pretty enough. But if I then get commissions in a colorway that I don't usually use, it's amazing. And I'm still digging for beads in my thing. I think that's gonna be enough of those ones. And I'm gonna be basing the design upon this necklace that you can kind of see here that I've already made. I'm gonna slightly bend you downward so you can see more. So I'm gonna base this off of this design. So have this type of skull here. She wants the exact same skull, but she wants the rest to be different. So that's no problem at all. I'm just looking at which sizes beads I have used already, and if I have any that are still pre-made, etc. There's more people joining. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Trams. Welcome, everyone. Oh, it's awesome to see so many familiar people. Welcome to you all. This necklace is currently for sale. If anyone really likes it, it is on sale on my Etsy store. It is made with dark findings, so a darker color metal links, and then this skull, which is a raven skull that I slightly weathered and slightly aged. Yes, I am noticing everyone. Hello, Tio, as well. Tio Heartstar, welcome. Yeah, it's fun to see you all here. I wasn't expecting lots of people, so this is a nice surprise. Hi, everyone. And again, I'm just getting beats. I'm just getting started. I could have done this beforehand, but like, Yeah, I didn't, unfortunately. Or maybe not unfortunately. Maybe this is something you guys want to see as well, me gathering beads. So yeah. So this is gonna be a black and green piece. The black is not a problem at all. I have plenty of black beads, but I actually went to the store yesterday to find green beads because I don't have green beads usually sitting around. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be lots of fun. So how's everyone's weekend going? Have you had any fun plans? Did you watch the football, like Belgium against England? I'm really glad that we won, but it was the second time we played against England. So it's like we've already kind of seen it, and we won last time, and we won this time again. Bertrand is asking me, is it plastic? Um, well, the beads are all glass beads, so it's not plastic, and this skull is a resin skull, so also not plastic. I don't have anything plastic, I think, in my jewelry pieces. I much prefer metal and glass. So glass beads is really something that I enjoy working with because they look really gorgeous and because they stay really gorgeous. And although they are glass, they are less fragile than plastic beads because plastic beads tend to be really sensitive towards breakage, etc. Especially on the inside. So if you scratch it on the inside, the plastic ones tend to break a lot easier. It's what I used to use in the past. So I'm trying to read what you are all commenting. Theo is saying something about barbecue, I think, in the garden today with my family for barbecue. Barbecues are awesome. We have a barbecue on our outside area as well, but we're not having a barbecue today. Maybe tomorrow. It depends. Depends on what we feel like. Um, yeah, I'm trying to gather the beads I need. The thing is, recently I changed my bead storage system. I used to have like the 4 millimeter beads, the 6 millimeter beads, and the 8 millimeter beads, so these bigger ones, separately into like tiny drawers, kind of. But it wasn't really easy to see what I had and what I didn't. So I threw them all together into one, yeah, bin type thing. But now that I'm looking for specifically the 6 millimeter beads, it makes it a tiny bit harder to find them because I have to sort through all of the other ones that are in here as well. But I think we're good now for those at least. And then I still need a drop bead to finish the necklace off with. And I'm gonna take one of the larger drop beads. So I have these ones, and then I also got these 4 millimeter. I'm not sure what type of beads they are. They are not the usual beads that I use. They are not bicone beads, but they're still very, very pretty. I'm not sure if you can see the color, but it's more of like an emerald green instead of like a really bright green, which I personally really like. There we go. So step one is always gathering my materials. Um, I only have one size of these metal eye pins. I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but I have only one size of these eye pins. So in order to bead all of my beads onto eye pins, I'm gonna have to cut them short. I might have a few shorter ones. I'm gonna have to throw some on my desk and just sort through them in order to see what I have. But I know I'm gonna have to be using my wire cutters quite a lot with these because the beads are gonna be too small or small-ish for the attachments that I'm gonna be using, but that's no problem. We're gonna start with the easiest one, which is the drop beads. And for drop beads, I'm gonna use flat head pins. I'm not sure if you can see any of this because it's so tiny. And my trick to cutting the right amount of wire that is sticking out of the jewelry is using my thumb. So I put my thumb on top of the bead, and anything that sticks out over my thumb is what I'm going to be cutting off. So then I just take my cutters and I cut that piece off, and I have these tiny what's it called, cup holders, I think, on my desk, and I pour all of my excess materials or things that are broken or things that I cannot use for jewelry. I put them in here, and after I'm done, I'm just gonna throw all of this away, which is what I usually do. So anything that I cut off of my beads, etc. And I'm just making a loop using my pliers, and this is something you're gonna see me do a whole lot today, is making tiny loops on top of beads so I can attach them together in the end. Now, I did work on some previous pieces a few days ago and ended up not using everything that I made, so I'm gonna disassemble a few of the things that I've already made so I can use them for this necklace. So I'm just opening and closing a few things. Now I know that I'm gonna need a lot of beads. It's inevitable if you're working on a larger solely beaded necklace. So this is beads all the way around. So this is gonna take probably a while to get all of the beads on top of the pins. But like that's part of what we do. I also have two really deep green drop beads that I'm gonna maybe try and include into the design, maybe somewhere around here to have like a drop bead at that level. So yeah, we're gonna see. I just gonna make it work in the end, and we'll see if I use them or not. I prefer having too much beads cut up than not enough. Another drop bead, and then the final one, if I can find the head pin. And I'm seeing people talking about barbecues. So Cindy had her last barbecue 2 years ago, and it was a veggie one. The favorite thing I made was tempura with fried vegetables. Okay. If we eat barbecue, I mostly eat like chicken things, or what's it called? Balletjes on a stick, balls, meatballs. I think it's on a stick. They are heavily spiced, and I really like things with spices. We also eat, what do we eat often? I'm not sure actually. Depends what we can buy at that time. Oh yeah, ribs. Yeah, that's the handy thing about having my boyfriend around. He can help me out with those things because he knows them better than me. Because he's the one cooking on barbecue. If we eat barbecue, the only thing I have to do is maybe prepare some vegetables. Um, so maybe prepare some vegetables and some potatoes, but everything else, it's up to the man of the house to barbecue. Theo is saying total opposite, only eats meat, kind of allergic against most vegetables. I'm allergic to carrots, and every time you buy those mixed salad things in stores, they have carrots for some weird reason. So yeah, I totally understand. Yeah. And Bertrand is saying, sounds like your boyfriend is a very solid dude. Yes, he is. But you know him, so you know he is. And also, I'm super scared of fire. So I'm really happy that he's prepared to do the barbecue because I just, nope for fires. Nope, nope, nope. All the nope. And I'm seeing someone new enter. Hello. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. AO. And also the Gothic Slytherin. Hi there. I hope you are all having an amazing weekend. It's so much fun to have people joining me while I'm just crafting. I was gonna craft anyways, but like, I love doing this on live streams. It always makes me feel more connected to the people who watch my videos because it allows me to talk this exact moment to you guys, if that makes sense, instead of just in the comments below my video. Have you seen my video that I released yesterday with Sydney, like how I met Sydney? Because a lot of people had been asking us about how we met, etc. So we decided to make a video about it since it's kind of a weird story. And I wasn't expecting such a positive response because I'm not used to making videos barefaced. Like It's thanks to Cindy that I dare to be myself on camera more, like just plain me. Just me without makeup and without anything. Like today, I'm just wearing a plain black dress and then this thing on top of it. I'm not wearing any special jewelry, not wearing any makeup. So for me, that's like a whole different side of me that I didn't want to put out there at first, but that I'm really glad I did. And you guys seem to appreciate it as well, so that's a plus always. Um, the Gothic Slytherin says weekend crafty is always fun and nice thing to live stream. Yes. If I have Etsy orders during the week, I try to assemble them into one day so that there's only one evening during the week that I craft on my jewelry. But most weekends, I end up spending at least a few hours working on jewelry pieces, working on my Etsy orders because lately I've been getting 3 to 5 Etsy orders every week, which is absolutely awesome. But I do have to make a lot more things after the orders come in. I only pre-make the pieces that I know are gonna sell. I'm not pre-making every single thing that I have on my Etsy store. Um, I'm gonna try and read the comments after I finish beating this one. Sometimes I have to concentrate. Sometimes it goes all by itself, but like making those tiny loops, you have to make sure that they are straight, etc. So Cindy, I still need to answer my comment section. Lazy on YouTube Day today, and she's noticing that I'm getting more real with you guys. Tio says, I love fire. I always make the campfire. Sometimes I even jump over the fire. Yeah, we have a deck outside, a terras, as we call it here in Belgium. We're on the first floor. So our outside area is just wooden planks. So we don't make open fires at all. But his brother at the house of his mother, hello, this is my boyfriend. Hey, Schat.
Hello.
So
how's everybody doing?
he loves to make fires, but I'm super scared of fires, so yeah.
Yes.
You gonna help me?
With the nope.
Nope.
I'm not that handy with it.
I know.
Bye.
So for those of you who don't know, boyfriends. What was I saying? So about making open fires. So we were at his brother's or his mother's place recently, um, and there we are just outside. It's a real garden, and we had this like fire disc. So it's a metal plate you put on top of the grass, and then you make your fire on top of that, and that was really nice. So if we ever move out of this place, which I'm not sure if we will or when we will, at least not for another 5 to 8 years. Um, then we might look for a place with a garden that we can also have like kind of campfire things outside because I do really enjoy them. I just don't enjoy making fires or being too close to them because I feel like it can always go wrong. And I'm very scared of it. Um, Main reason for that is that I got my entire forearms burnt when I was smaller. My brother decided to throw a handkerchief into a candle at one of our Christmas things with my grandparents. So we were at my grandma's place, and we were the only kids there. So they let us play inside the living room while the others were in the kitchen. And he threw the napkin into the candle that was on the table, and I had the very good reflex to pull it out because if I wouldn't have, it would have fell onto the tablecloth and put that to fire, and on the wooden table that wouldn't have been such a good combination. But it resulted in me being burned on my forearms, and then I have been scared of fire ever since. It took me a few years before I actually trusted myself enough or like was confident enough to use matches and lighters. I was really scared of lighters as well. Now I have a few lighters in my room for burning incense and burning candles, But still, I'm really like cautious with them. I will never leave the room with a candle lit, and I will never leave the room with incense still burning, because I'm always like afraid that something will happen. And if I'm burning a candle or burning incense, I will always have something with water, so like a water bottle or something close by, so that if something happens, I can at least get the fire out, because I'm really still paranoid about fires. I'm gonna try and read a little bit more in the comments. So Desi Carrion says, I just watched less than an hour ago, very interesting. And that panda face mask was perfect on Cindy. Yes, that panda face mask is super cute. The reason I was not wearing it is because there is apple in the ingredients of that mask, and I am super allergic to apple. So that's the only reason I wasn't a cute panda in that video. Um, yeah, it was a really cute mask. And we're giving away 3 masks. So we're giving away the panda mask, also the foaming masks that we wore in Cindy's video, and then a lip mask, which I tried afterwards because we bought multiples of them. And it's actually a very good mask. So whoever is winning those 3 masks is in for a treat, because they are super good. And I'm trying to find all the kind of smaller pins that I still have, so that I don't have to cut as much material away. I think that's that. So yeah, your room went by. Tio says, I was 3 years old. When I was 3 years old, I touched a hot stove plate with my right hand. Since then, I'm immune against heat. Yeah, that's not the best thing to do either, of course. Um, then the Gothic Slytherin, I'm pyrophobic, so I totally get that. I'm very uncomfortable around fires. Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna avoid fires at all costs, but I'm gonna be very, very, very cautious around them, because I don't want anything to happen while I'm like in the proximity of a fire, etc. Let me read. Cindy says the water spritzy thingy. Yes, the water spritzy thingy. It's a tiny bottle filled with water that has a spritzer at the top. And I actually use it to water my 2 tiny plants that I have behind me onto the closet thing that is behind me, because I don't need a lot of water. So that's basically all I need for those 2 plants. And I also use it when I'm going to cut my fringe. So I cut my fringe myself. Then I will use that same water spritzy thingy to wet my hair, and it's just nice to have around. Like if I'm working with my water paints, so like my aquarelle colors, I always try to prepare the color I'm going to be using by just spritzing a tiny bit of water on it, so that the pigments get activated and that I don't have a brush full of dry pigments afterwards, which is the worst if you're into water painting. Um, Jeroen says always have a bucket of water nearby. Yes. If we're making fire, so if we're like having a barbecue, etc., then we always have a bucket of water right next to where we are lighting the barbecue. So that is really like a necessity, in my opinion. And I think in Jeroen's opinion as well. We wouldn't want our only place outside to burn down and not be safe, because it's the only place we can go outside to. And Cindy is saying that the lip mask was indeed super good. My lips stayed hydrated for a day after that. Yes, it was really, really good. I usually have a little bit of trouble with like my lips when they get dry. They tend to open, and I will have like a tiny cut that starts bleeding on my lips. But with that mask, they were like super hydrated for like hours, hours, hours. Maybe even 2 days after that, I still had no cracks or anything without me using lip balms, which is unusual. So the thing I've done now is I put a lot of the green beads onto eye pins. I'm just taking each one of them, cutting off the excess metal bits at the top. And then afterwards, I'm gonna make the loopy hole thingies to connect them. Trying to see what everyone's writing, but it's not easy. Bertrand says, fire bed, tree pretty. Yes, indeed. Um, Cindy says the only way to burn shit safely is on The Sims. Yes. And even then, like, I don't want my Sims to die. And there's a new person joining. Hi, Andrea. Andy Garnett. Hello, welcome back. Andy is one of my fellow Notoriously Morbid affiliates, and she's amazing. If you want to see some super creative makeups, go to Andy's Instagram. I'm not sure what your Instagram handle is right now. I know I follow you and I love all of your looks. She did a really cool, like, crease look with a very nice design in lace and metal. That's it. So lace underscore and underscore metal. If you're into really creative, awesome makeups, then go ahead and check her out. She also is really crafty. She makes dragons, and dragons are like the coolest thing ever. So if you guys haven't seen Andy's page yet, go ahead and have a look. It's really worth watching. Then we have Theo saying we have a motorized water pump in our garden, so I have a lot of water if something burns. Yeah, that's really good. We used to have the hose to spray water onto our garden as well at my mom's and at my dad's. So if we were making fire, we were just always sure to have that water hose close by, so that if something would happen, that we would have water immediately, and not just like a bucket of water, but like the hose connected to the tap of water. And you are welcome, Andy. I like to share the love of the people who are here on my live stream with the other people on my live stream. So if there's anyone who wants to share something really cool they are working on or talk about something they are doing, go ahead. This is supposed to be a positive space for everyone watching and being here, not just for me, for everyone. I'm working on a black and green necklace. This is a custom piece, so this one will not be for sale on my Etsy for anyone else than the person who commissioned this piece to me. I'm not sure if I can tell you who it is, so I won't. But it's gonna be a raven skull necklace. That's the thing that I can already tell you about it. And when I'm done beading these beads, or like making the loopy holes for these beads, I'm gonna quickly glue the raven skull into the cameo because I haven't done that yet. I just realized. But this skull collection is actually the second wave of my skull collection necklaces. I have made a few of them, I think 2 years ago, or maybe even 3 years ago, and they were a really big success. And I even have some of those necklaces that I finally decided to keep myself. But they are some of my favorite pieces that I've ever created. Um, they were sold out really fast. It's the days before I even sold them on Etsy. I had them on my Facebook page, and I think they all sold out within a week or something. It's really crazy. I know Cindy Cahill, had a few that she bought from that collection. And Scarlet Rose, an alternative model here in Belgium, I think she commissioned five or something crazy like that, which to me is huge because I do this on the side. This is just money that I make to buy other pieces to create jewelry, or to buy some nice makeup at Notoriously Morbid, etc. So it's not that I'm living off of this money. It's not that I need to make these sales. It's just something that I enjoy doing on the side. A hobby gone wild, kind of. Um, Cindy says, I got a feeling I know the person you are making it for because green and black and raven. Um, I don't think it's the person you think it is. It's not Caro, it's not Crow. So if by this it's not the person you think it is, and Theo can maybe guess who it is. I think Theo might have a better guess. So yeah. But the person who I'm making this for could not join us today because of several reasons, but she's gonna wanna watch this afterwards, I think. So yeah, I hope that she likes what I'm doing and how I'm working on this, etc. Ah, it's really way too hot in here today. Like, is it still crazy hot everywhere else as well? Because here in Belgium, it's been like cooler for a few days, like 2 or 3 days. It was only 25 degrees instead of like 30 degrees or 28, 29, 30. But like today, it's been crazy hot again. Like, it's just ridiculous. I even have to close the curtains in order not to have, excuse me, too much sun inside because otherwise it's just really unbearable. If the curtains are closed, I can sit in my desk, so where I am here right now. But if the curtains were open, I could not sit here. I would just have to avoid being in my desk for a few hours, which I sometimes do. Like during the week, I do that. And I don't mind it most of the time. So I am finding a few smaller headpins still. Well, eye pins technically. I'm gonna read the comments. Um, Cindy's saying, yes, Tuesday it's gonna rain again and 23 degrees. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I hope it cools down a little bit because this is just too much. Like, I love it when it's sunny, but like, too much is too much, no matter which direction it's in. If it's too warm, if it's too cold, like, just let it be mediocre. Just let it be like normal weather. That would be nice for once. But like, what is normal for Belgium? I think it's rain, so maybe not too much rain. We're gonna complain anyways. Like, no matter how the weather is, we're gonna complain all the time. Um, the Gothic Slytherin is saying it's super hot here too. Yeah. You live in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Am I not mistaken? I don't know. How hot is it where you live? Because like the difference between the temperature thingies can sometimes be very like noticeable. Theo says yes, we had only 19 degrees a few days ago. Today we have 33. 32, sorry. Like, yeah, I think that's the same thing here. Like, I think on Wednesday I had to like go and look where my coats and my scarf were in order to drive to work because I go to work on bike. And then like on Friday I was just wearing a t-shirt and it was too hot. Like, it's insane. Gothic Slytherin says, and it even rained today. Well, we need rain because the grass is dying. Our plants need a lot more water from the tap than they usually do. So here it's crazy. Like, how little water we are getting these past few weeks is just insane. Um, Andy is saying hot and very humid here. It's been raining in the middle of the day. Yuck. Well, I wish we had some rain. Rain here in Belgium would be a good thing right now, at this particular moment at least. Most of the time, we never have to complain about too little rain because it most of the time rains all the time here. But for once, it doesn't. So yeah. Theo says I'm fine with the heat. Yeah, I just struggle a lot when I have to go outside. When I'm inside, it's usually not too much of an issue. But once you have to like go outside, go to work, work in a office that is really hot because of the heat outside, then it starts getting like a little bit too much for me. Um, so I was right. The Gothic Slytherin is in Canada, Quebec. It's only 26 degrees, but it's very humid, so it feels like 34. Yeah, I can totally understand that. Here it's dry heat. I think it's 30, 31, 32, maybe a little bit more degrees here today. I'm not entirely sure, but it's too much to my liking. My boyfriend is saying it's good in the shade outside. Yes, it must be good in the shade outside, but I don't have my laptop and my working things there. And like we have neighbors with little, well, not little kids, but like grandkids and pets that make noise. So I'd rather not be there when I'm live streaming, but I'm gonna go outside after this. Cindy says my entire garden is dead too, but we don't want to waste our tap water on it. Yeah, here it's not too many plants that we have. We have a few on like a garden rack and some like sitting on the deck on our terrace. But like it's not too much. We don't need one bucket of water to give them all water. So it's not even 5 liters, I think, to water all of our plants. So that's fine. So I think that's okay. But like if you have a lot of plants that you have to water or like even grass that you have to water, you can't. I think there's even a thing here in Deinze, so the place I live at the moment, that you cannot use tap water to water your grass outside. I'm not sure though, but I think they announced it earlier this week. Um, the Gothic Slytherin is saying, I thought the rain would cool down the temperature a little bit, but it didn't happen. Yeah, sometimes in summer when it rains, it only gets worse temperature wise. I'm not sure why, but like it has something to do with the humidity and it feels heavier too. I feel like after it rains and if it still stays super hot, it feels even heavier than it was before. Oops, still grabbing some pens. I'm trying to read your comments, guys. Hold on. Andy says it's so sunny and hot it evaporates too quickly to count. Yeah. And my boyfriend is saying that it's 28 degrees right now here where we live. So like this noon, I was smart enough to go outside like between 12 and 2 because I had to get some picture frames. I have been working on my room today. Like this is one of the most boring things to talk about, I feel, but like people are always interested in I when I do like changes in my room. So today I actually rearranged the entire Kallax closet thing that is behind me. I actually bought picture frames for some of the artworks from my tattoo artist that I've had like laying around for months and months and months. So they are finally in frames and nicely put up and everything. So I might be doing a room tour update pretty soon if anyone's interested. I think people have been asking for it, but I could be mistaken. But like, I updated my room a teeny tiny bit. I just cleaned it up basically, which is still good for me considering how messy it sometimes gets here, especially with the cat, because the cat starts playing around with her toys and then all of her toys are into one corner, which is most of the time where I have my box of my demonia shoes. She likes to sit in there and then she drags her toys into that box and then she gets another toy and drags it there, and then the box is filled with toys. That's basically what happens here. And then cat hair everywhere, of course. Like anyone with a pet knows that cats and dogs and most pets who have fur lose a lot of fur, so it's everywhere. Theo says my ancestors about 10,000 years ago lived in the Karakum Desert in Central Asia, where it can be up to 50 degrees. I still have these desert jeans, so I'm used to hot weather. Well, that's super good for you. Like, I would be really grateful to be able to stand this heat a little bit better because most of the time I just don't function. Like it just kat-punt.exe stopped working. Like that's what happens when it's too hot for me. Like I know, no, I just stop working. And my throat is itchy again. Yay. I'm gonna put those beads back. I don't think I will need them. And if I need them, I can just go and gather some more. Um, so yeah, Cindy and Theo are talking about that it makes sense and the shaman thing too. Um, what did I say? Cindy says that she thought I said, especially when Cindy comes over. Huh? I'm not sure what she's talking about. But okay. So I think with these beads I don't have to cut any more of the wire. I'm gonna try one first to see how it goes. Yes, this is perfect. So I don't have to cut any wire. Yay! Um, for my room being messy, no, when the cat is here, like Lucky, the little one, the tiny one, the tiny beast. Yeah, when she's a lot in my room, I really notice it. I have drink. Yes, thank you.
Sorry.
He's worried about me. Yay, bringing me drinks. But I came prepared today. Like, I usually forget to fill my water, etc. But today I was smart. I took some iced tea with me. So I'm gonna open that because it's been 40 minutes and I haven't drank a drop, so. And like the boring part for you guys at least is almost over, or I hope at least, because I'm almost done by making loopy holes on top of the beads so I can start assembling them. But like this is a big part of creating jewelry that a lot of people tend to forget. Like this is manual work, so there's a lot of time that goes into making these things. And then the worst thing ever is people who are like, yeah, but on eBay I can find something similar for this amount. And then I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead, buy a necklace for €1. Go ahead. I hope it's good quality. Good on you. But like, if you want something handmade, you have to be prepared to pay a little bit more for it. So yeah, making jewelry for each necklace, well, it really depends how much time I have to spend preparing the beads, etc. I most of the time already have like a design in my head. And what I used to do is draw out kind of the designs I want and the size of beads I wanted to use, etc. So I would really prepare it like on paper. I still do that sometimes. Like if I have ideas in my head and I cannot um, immediately start working on jewelry because it happens quite a lot, I just kind of sketch it out, which really works for me. Um, Desi Carrion says it's over 100 degrees here in the South States. I'm not sure how that translates to like degrees Celsius because 100 degrees Celsius would be boiling. So that would be really dangerous. But I think it's degrees Fahrenheit, but I'm not sure how that works to translate it to degrees Celsius. So, Desi, if you could find online how much degrees, or someone else, how much degrees Celsius that is, that would be awesome. Oh, okay. So both Andy and Theo have jumped on this. Almost 40 degrees, so about 38 degrees. Yeah, that's really hot. That's like insane. Like, I would not leave my house if that ever happens here. Like, how do you even get by in those temperatures? Like, I would be too tired, too dead. Just trying to make holes here. So Cindy says I still need to put my new thingy together I got for my channel. I hoped it would come like ready to use. Yeah, well, the one I got came ready to use because I went to buy it in an actual store and not online. But yeah, I think the assembly is not going to be too bad. Like you're used to building stuff. And it's gonna be very cool once you're done with it. It's gonna be a huge relief for you to use it because then you can just film anywhere you want, basically. Well, for me, it was a huge like relief when I had that at my previous place, at least. I am, but it's huge. I am huge. That thing is not huge. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna try and see if I skipped any comments. So yeah, about the temperatures, yeah. Cindy says I'm like 20 centimeters smaller than the thing. So yeah, the thing is my size basically. Now, for those of you wondering what we're talking about, you will see hopefully very soon on Cindy's channel if she decides to finish working it on it and actually make it. So yeah, you're probably gonna see it pretty soon on our channel. Let's see. I originally was planning on staying here only for an hour, but I'm not sure if within this hour I'm going to be able to finish the necklace or even start working on the actual necklace since I'm still working on the beads. I'm going to try to do so or maybe stay longer. My boyfriend is still watching. Honey, do you mind me working a bit longer? Because it's too hot to eat. So I ate something before I started this live stream, but he hasn't had any food yet. So otherwise, I could like take a break, prepare his food, and then afterwards come back. Or if he's not hungry, I'm gonna just stay here a little bit longer. So, honey, if you're seeing this, no worries. Okay, awesome. Otherwise, there's donuts in the fridge. Like every time I go to this store called Albert Heijn, it's like a Dutch grocery store that we have here in Belgium. I take, if they have them at least, the assortment of glazed donuts. So it's donuts with banana topping, strawberry topping, chocolate topping, and then two like sugary toppings with like colored sprinkles on them. I prefer eating the banana one and the chocolate one, and all the others are for my boyfriend. I think his favorite is the strawberry one, and I really don't like the strawberry one, so that's good. There's just something about artificial strawberry flavoring that I really do not like. But like real strawberries, like actual strawberries that I really love. Uh, so yeah, Cindy is gonna keep it a secret for now. It's a tiny upgrade, but it's gonna be awesome. For the people watching your channel, it's gonna be awesome. And for you, it's gonna be a whole lot easier as well. I'm checking the comments. So Tio is curious. Yes, but it's gonna be worth the wait. Uh, working on some jewelry. Often when I'm working on jewelry, I will have YouTube videos on or catch up with the delay I have in watching YouTube videos, which happens a lot, quite a lot actually. I have a lot of subscriptions that I don't really actively watch. There's a few YouTube channels who release several videos a week, and it's gonna be very hard to say this, but like 90% of their content, I couldn't care less. But then every now and then they make one video, or like every few weeks they make a video that I really enjoy. So it's still worth for me to be subscribed to them. And during the week, I don't really get to watch, or I don't really watch a lot of YouTube during the week, unless it's like something very special that I really want to see, mainly because my job is exhausting. And when I come from work, I just want to be in the couch, be with my boyfriend, maybe be on Facebook or something a little bit, but like, I have only a few hours between getting home from work and having to go to bed. So, working class hero, yay! And the thing is also like right now it's the holiday season and people are taking their holidays at the company I work with, and you'd think that there would be less work because it's the holidays. But since I work in export, which is like all of the countries except for Belgium and its neighbor countries, like it stays super busy because they don't have the holiday season like we do here. So yeah, it's the same amount of work for less people. Hooray! And my boyfriend is saying play Quake. Yes, I do play Quake every now and then. I played a match today and I was super bad at it. I am playing with this new champion. It is free to play right now. I'm not against it, but I'm not very good at it. I used to play, well, if I play, I play mainly like the starting character that you get. I'm not sure of its name. It's like the basic army guy with the armor on. But right now, one of the female characters was free to play, so I was like, yeah, why not? Let's give it a go. She's pretty fast to move. Like she moves a lot smoother than the other character I used to play. I think it's the ranger that I usually play. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. um, The Gothic Slytherin is saying, I'll be an artist's assistant starting next week. I feel like it'll be the best job. She's super friendly and relaxed. Oh, that is so awesome. That is really cool. Can you tell us who you are gonna be working for, or is it like confidential information? Because I would love to know who you're gonna work for. Um, Cindy is saying, I'm gonna get the insane trilogy of Crash because no nostalgic and better graphics. We have the games here actually. We have the old Crash Bandicoot games. We have the original Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot Team Racing, and we have a few other ones. I'm not sure which ones, but I still play the oldest one. So the actual Crash Bandicoot is the one that I personally play most, and I really love that game. Um, I still forgot to glue in my skull into its frame. And I used to only work with the frames with like the loopy side at the top. But recently I saw someone else's design with this bit on top and it's actually so much prettier. So right now I'm doing that as well. Like it's okay to get inspired by other artists. I'm not sure how well you guys can see, but I have like four piles of beads, so small black ones, small green ones. I'm gonna bend you over a tiny bit much. So black ones, small ones, green ones, small ones, green ones, bigger ones, and black ones, bigger ones, and then I have three drop beads. But the first thing I have to do is glue in my raven skull, and I always use what's it called, E6000. And this is really a crafter's best friend. You don't need a lot of it. So the thing that I do is I just push gently onto the tube of glue and I run it alongside the edges of the frame that I'm going to glue in and just spread it out. And make sure you're not using too much because otherwise it will clump up on the backside of your cameo and you don't want it. So once I have my design thingy in, I will just place it and press it and glue it. Now this needs to set for at least 12 hours, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna quickly read because I always have it right. 2 to 10 minutes. That's okay. Within 2 to 10 minutes, I will start working on your beats. That's okay. So what I was thinking about doing, since I want to kind of replicate this necklace but not have it be an exact copy, I'm going to use one of the green beads and attach it to one of the black beads and then hook that on top of the bottom side. So what you do is that you take, well, what I do is take my random pliers, put them through the hole, slightly bend open the hole, put the other bead through that hole, so the metal part, and then bend it back together. And that's the way that you put the least possible amount of pressure onto your metals so you won't destroy them, because a lot of people, they will use both pliers to ply it open, but they ply it open way too much and then they force it back together and it's just not good. So like open it only as little as possible, as little as is needed, to be able to hook the other part on it. And that's what I personally like to do for these things. And if, like me, you sometimes struggle in getting it bent back together, whoops, like this, for example, when I slip with my thing, I will use the pliers that are the smallest ones and I will just gently, ever so gently, squeeze the ring that I'm working on. But this is only if it's already bent. So if it's not bent, don't do this because we'll just squish it. But like this, you will be able to connect the beads together. So we have a green one here and then a black one here. And I'm gonna put this down just there for now. Um, we're gonna try and read it. Cindy says, I have them for PS1 and the tag team on PSP. Yes, we also have them for PS1, but we have an old boxy PS2, so I can still play those games if I want to. The Gothic Slytherin is saying she's a sound artist, not famous or anything. She just goes around and records sounds, trying to capture the feel of something, in this case, my city. That is super cool. I think I missed some comments. Shit. Oops, no cursing. Oops. Tio says, by the way, if everything goes well, I'll start to make my first YouTube videos next week. I decided to start with Minecraft videos. Okay, I love that. Theo, if you have videos, send me those videos. I want to see them. Like, I love Minecraft. Minecraft is one of my favorite games, so if you make games about Minecraft, let me know. I want to see them. Theo says, I'm now on vacation for the next 3 weeks and I have much free time. Okay, so go for it. Go for it. If I would have a holiday, I would also be working on my YouTube channel. So that's like typical. So Theo is saying, I'm neither going to work or uni nor I'll travel, so I have a lot of time for making videos. Yeah, that's super good. That's really excellent. I'm really looking forward to it. So it's Let's Play videos. I'm going to talk about the city I'm building in Minecraft while I talk about anything. Okay, that's really cool. That's really awesome. Tio, I am looking forward to that. Really do. And then I missed someone arriving. Hi, Juan. I thought you said hi earlier, but I totally forgot to say hi back to you. So, hi and welcome. Juan is saying Michaels is going to start putting up their fall items next week, skulls on sale. Yeah, that's awesome. But unfortunately, I don't live in the US, so we don't have any Michaels here. I hope some of the stores here will be getting their Halloween things out as well. I know Flying Tiger has a lot of really cool Halloween things every year, and one of our like very cheap stores, which is called Action, also has a lot of really cool like Halloweeny things. And then my local craft store, which is called Atita, had those tiny skull. Candles, but I only found them at the end of the season. So maybe if I go there earlier, they will have other cool things as well. Um, Yudun says, I'll check those for sure. Too. Yes, my boyfriend is also very much a Minecraft freak, obsessed. We have our own server, and he's all into our server. Like, he does everything for it, which is awesome because I'm totally not into programming. Um, Cindy says, Tio, I just subbed for whenever you post. Gothic Sliver is curious too. And then Cindy is saying, we have Ava. Yes, Ava. I don't have Ava here. I have Attita. The Ava store closest to us, I think, is either in Ghent or in Kortrijk. I'm not sure though. If I go to an Ava store, it's mostly in Ghent. So yeah, just looking. So yeah. And Theo, you don't need like a schedule. If you just want to try out YouTube and see if it's something that you'd enjoy, there's no need for a schedule. Just post whenever and see how people react to your videos and if you like it, etc. I think that's most important at first, and then you can look into maybe someday having a schedule. But like in the first stages of you making videos, I don't think that's necessary at all. So I'm gonna start working on the actual pieces for the necklace right now. So I'm gonna try and connect altering the beads. So I'm gonna use a black one, a green one, a black one, a green one, and I'm gonna try and find some sort of pretty pattern that I can use into the necklace. So I'm just gonna try a few things and see what works and what doesn't. And that's usually how I work on my necklaces. I know more or less what I want to do, and I'll just go with it. Um, Yvonne is saying your bangs look great. Have you always had them like that? Yes and no. I have had bangs ever since I was 19, but in the early stages, I used to like have them, let them grow out, have them, let them grow out, and just really be like in the middle between them. Like, do I like them? Do I not like them? And then when I decided I wanted to have my bangs like for real and keep my bangs, I used to go to a hairdresser for them. I still love that hairdresser. There's absolutely nothing wrong with my hairdresser, but I just didn't like the way my bangs looked anymore at the end. And at first, she wasn't charging anything for it, so I could just go to her salon and have my bangs cut for free. And then I would also have my hair cut like every 6 months, more or less. But I think about a half a year ago, she started charging money for her to cut my bangs, and it was 7.5 euros, which I found a bit much, to be very frank about it. So I decided that maybe I should start cutting my own bangs. And it's thanks to Cindy that I did that, because Cindy actually knows things about hair and hair cutting and hairdressing and stuff. So it's thanks to Cindy that I started cutting my own bangs, and I have been doing so for the past 6 months. So these bangs are all cut by myself. And I do have these small pieces of hair next to it that I let fall loose most of the time. It's like these tiny bits of hair here. I'm not sure if I can find them right now. These ones. So you can see they come up to half about my face, so that if I have my hair in a ponytail, that it's not just like the fringe, because that would just look really weird. But right now it's too hot, so I'm just throwing my hair behind my ears because I'm so hot. Like, it's ridiculous today. Like, how can people function like this? And yes, I'm gonna complain about the heat a lot. Just beware. Um, I'm gonna finish attaching this bead, and I'm gonna quickly read through the comments. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, nothing new in the comments. Yay. And I just finished posting make jewelry on my Instagram. So for the people who follow my Instagram, mainly for makeup, starting tomorrow or Monday, depending on when I post my next post, there will be makeup looks again. It's not gonna be just jewelry because I posted 6 days of jewelry posts in a row. Which is okay, I think. I mean, I make jewelry, so I should be promoting it on my social media as well. Um, yeah, people have seemed to really enjoy some of the pieces that I posted, which is awesome. Yeah, if you are interested in any of the necklaces or other things that I sell, feel free to have a look at my Etsy. I think it's etsy.com/shop/Orphea333, same way it's spelled here. So yeah, I'm just trying to look here. And Huan is saying, I've seen videos of people painting jewelry with dark red nail polish for a gothic look. I wonder if the paint ever chips off. Um, I personally don't do that, so I'm not sure if it will, but I think it might. Like, I would be very surprised if jewelry would just hold up with nail polish on top of it, unless I use a primer, etc. Like if you use a primer, maybe it would work, but it also kind of depends on the base that you're using with it. So I'm not sure if it would hold up actually or not. Could go two ways really. And right now I have my first layer kind of prepared, and I want the second layer of beads that I'm gonna be connecting to this layer to be slightly longer. I'm gonna quickly check, so tiny bit, tiny bit. Yes, okay. Maybe I should take that one off of this part. Yeah, I like to talk to myself when I'm creating jewelry, like, don't mind me. So this one like this, and then this one like this. I might take off that one. Is this too long or too short? I'm gonna do this. Okay. So yeah, I talk to myself when I'm creating jewelry. It's perfectly normal. I also talk to myself while I'm editing my videos or when I'm painting or drawing or anything. I actually haven't painted in a very long time. I'm not sure why, but like I'm just not inspired to paint recently. I really honestly couldn't be bothered by painting anymore. Da, 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 da. Cindy says, yeah, told you so. Yes, Cindy. Sometimes Cindy has really great ideas. And I'm always like a tiny bit skeptical at first, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And then it works out just fine. And I think it goes both ways. Because I often help Cindy with her doubts about her YouTube channel, etc. as well. So yeah, we try to help each other out with our YouTube stuffs and with non-YouTube stuff, just creative stuffs overall. And I really don't like using pliers for this, but sometimes you have to. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to how this necklace is gonna look in the end. It's gonna be one of the prettier things that I've made, I think. Like looking at these beads, they work really well together. And I'm gonna attach them the same way that I've attached that one. So it's gonna look really similar. But then again, it's gonna look not too similar because I'm using totally different beads. There we go. Let's see if this meets up just right. So this is going to go there, and this is only one bead longer. Is this only one bead longer or not? No, it's two beads longer. So I'm gonna maybe attach another one here. Um, Cindy is saying I'm kind of having ideas for painting, but I recently wrote lyrics again for a band of mine, his band, for a friend of mine, his band. Whoa, like reading words. Um, Yeah, I think your paintings are really cool. Like every time that Cindy starts painting, I'm like, this is awesome. So I personally really like it when she paints. Like this. Okay, open this one up. Tio, I'm sure I'll be super nervous in my first videos. Yeah, that's only normal. Like, if you look at my early YouTube videos, I'm also extremely nervous, and you can really tell by the way I'm talking, by the way I just basically am in those videos. You can just see that people are very nervous in their first videos, and it's perfectly normal. It's nothing to be ashamed of, it's nothing that you should be self conscious of too much because it's just normal. People who start making videos and who are super comfortable in front of the camera immediately are either people who are just super overly like camera ready like as they are, or people who have experience of talking in large groups, etc. Because for me my first videos were really stressful as well. Like I didn't know what I was doing, I had no clue if people were going to watch my videos, etc. So I totally understand that you're nervous for your first videos, but really you don't have to be. Like it's gonna be fine. You're gonna have people watching it. You're gonna probably have people giving you advice on how to do maybe better for future videos, but that's totally normal, and I think that's totally fine. I would rather have had advice in my early stages of my YouTube channel so I could grow then no comments or no watchers at all. And I think because you are already active on YouTube, be it as a subscriber of other channels, you already know what goes on those channels. Like, what do those people do? And it's not bad to, no, don't copy someone's channel, but like be inspired by someone's channel, inspire your banner, your like artwork, etc. of someone else's. Make it your thing, of course, but like look at what other people are doing and just go from that. Like, I think it's gonna be all right. Cindy says that's normal, Tia. Tio, I also had camera fright at first and felt super awkward. Yes. Jeroen also saying that that's normal, just put it out there and it'll be all right. Yeah, exactly. Like Jeroen has been super supportive of my channel ever since the day I started making videos, and I was super awkward. I was super camera shy, and he would help me out with my videos. Like he would be like, "Yeah, you don't have to be so nervous about it. It's gonna be fine." But still, I was incredibly nervous, and it's just hard. Like you have to get over it. And once you're over that fright of making videos that you can edit and that you can work on, it's maybe interesting to start doing live streams. Like for me, it was a huge step switching from my normal content to live streams for me personally, because yeah, my videos I can edit, but live streams you cannot edit. It's the way it is. It's a boyfriend walking in and surprising you with a drink, and it's just things that happen, and that's normal, and that's part of life, and it's part of being on YouTube. So I think that's fine. Cindy says my editing was super crap too. YouTube is something you grow into, basically. Yeah, it's like anything you want to start doing. It's like playing the guitar. If you don't practice, you don't get any better. So you have to do it in order to get better. Having a drink is nice. Um, Teal says my brother will edit for me first, but I'll watching him how he does it, so I can learn editing step by step. Yeah, um, I love editing my own videos because I can cut out as little or as much as I want. Because some videos like are just I just fuck up a lot. Like I say stupid things or I don't know how to say a certain word in English all of a sudden, whereas I know that word perfectly most of the time. And that just those are things that happen when you're making YouTube videos at first. Like you will fuck up and you will make mistakes. And that's perfectly normal. That's perfectly fine. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But it's all about keep making videos and keep improving what you are doing, etc. I think that's the most important thing, having fun and just over time improve. Like it's normal that the first few weeks that you're making videos you feel like you have no clue what you're doing, and it can be either very fun or very stressful. I found it very stressful, but also very fun making my first videos because I had a lot of great replies to my videos. mostly from people like around me, people close to me who were watching my videos. And then afterwards, I started getting subscribers and started getting comments from those subscribers, and that's how it goes. But you have to get over those like first week of making videos. And I'm watching my other necklace to see where I've connected my pieces, and I'm actually using black jump rings to connect them. And I'm really happy with the way it's starting to look already. Andy says I'm more comfortable with live streams than with recording. Um, I was super nervous for live streams, but like right now, I feel comfortable whether I'm filming a regular video or whether I'm live streaming, it's kind of the same to me. Like I will feel comfortable in both of them right now, but it took me some time. It took me a lot of time to start feeling comfortable in front of the camera in general. So not just my video camera, like a webcam like I'm using right now, etc. So yeah, I'm trying to connect this one to the necklace. Yay, it worked. Let me read. Gothic Slytherin says, I've had cinema classes and we learned how to edit a little bit, and we just ended up trying to kill each other. But on your own, it's quite a bit easier. And it's fun too, so many things you can create. Yeah, you can edit to music, which I personally like doing, especially for lookbooks, etc. You can really give a dynamic to your video with using music. But for some other videos, like the more talking videos, like the one I did with Cindy, that has been on my channel this week, I like to have no music because I feel that the music will distract too much from the message I'm trying to get across. So I don't always use music in my videos, but if you do, it's really fun to try and kind of make your video match the music more or less. So right now I'm connecting the two bits I already have, but I'm gonna be connecting more to that. But like this way you can already kind of see the way it's gonna turn out. So it's gonna be more or less the same as the necklace here on front on display. And once I'm done creating this necklace, I will put it on there so you guys can also see how it falls, etc. This thing is really a blessing if you're working on any type of necklaces because you can just put them on there and work on it. Um, so I'm trying to read. Tio says, yeah, that happens to me too. Yeah. Being uncomfortable in front of the camera is just something that you have to get used to, no matter what. There's Alessandro Aguirre who says, ciao, hello from Italy. Hello from Belgium, sunny Belgium, very warm Belgium today. Cindy says, I fully agree. I learned to love editing too. At first, it was a burden, but I love how much control you have with me not being with me not to make it perfect, but to make it funny. And the 25th Mountain Years have joined me. Hello, you are doing great. Thank you so much. How was your live stream? Because I know that 25th Mountaineers were working on a live stream to share information about the you doing? How are you doing? I'm not sure what the name was. Basically, if FPS and Yule, etc., corresponds to each other on airsoft replicas. For those of you who don't know, I play airsoft. Not as much as I would like to, but I do play airsoft. Yeah, how you're doing? How the hell do you pronounce that shit? Um, he says I hated it. The live stream. Okay. Did you have a few people joining, or was it like quiet, or what happened? Because I was helping them out with the setup, and I think it was fine. Like they had like logos and other cool stuff integrated. 27 viewers. Yeah, but like I have 9 viewers, and I think the most viewers I've ever had at the same time was 12, maybe. So 27 is really, really good. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. I mean, most of the views I get on my live streams are from after the live streams. It's from people afterwards watching it. So if I'm doing a live stream, I try to always talk so that there's no awkward silences for the people afterwards watching it, rewatching it. So I'm trying to connect this, but it's not working. Don't struggle. Hold on, I'm trying to pinch this, but it's not cooperating. Yes, there we go. So the sound was good, but I don't like talking. Yeah, talking is awkward. Talking is very awkward. Even for me right now, it's still awkward, and it's normal. It's something that you have to get over. Like it, you have to get used to the sound of your own voice because otherwise, making YouTube videos will never be fun or will never be something you enjoy doing. So I would recommend just making more videos and just spending more time making videos, and then it will be fine eventually. Best tip ever. It will be fine eventually. Just kidding. It will be fine. Just don't be too hard on yourself for those things. Like everyone has to grow into these things, and that's just normal. Um, and while I'm working on my necklace, I just discovered that I don't have enough of the tiny green beads that I'm using, so I'm gonna make a few more onto these like eyelet eye pins, whatever you call them. Um, so, Katie, our videos turn out so different, but that's what I like about their personalities. Yeah, you can make the same video or more or less the same video and then edit it and have it be totally different depending on the person who's editing it. I want to do something fun with Cindy someday that we edit each other's videos, but we have to still work out the details for that because it's going to be a lot of work. Like we don't know how each other's editing style is, or we more or less know, but like still, it's gonna be very, very difficult if we ever decide to do that and continue with it because it's gonna be insane. Andy says 27 is great. My art usually has 3 to 5 on a good day. Um, I find that having a subscriber base helps. I'm not sure if I would use Twitch if I would have many people watching my live streams. I like my YouTube channel because the people who are subscribed, I think, get a notification of it. But I will also always post it onto my social media. So today I didn't post on Facebook, but I did post it on Instagram. So people who follow me on Instagram and who watch my stories will see that I'm going live. And there's a few people who I like to keep in the loop when I'm going live. Like Cindy likes to know when I go live. So if I'm planning on going live, I send her a message like, I plan on going live then. And then she will most of the time give me a thumbs up or something that she's gonna try and join or not or whatever. But there's a few people who like to be informed of me going live. So Cindy is one of them. Amy also likes to join if I go live. So I will most of the time, if I'm going live, also send her a message, etc. But that definitely helps. Like announcing it on social media and having a base of people to work from. If you have to start from zero, it can be really tricky and really hard to have people into your live streams. Theo is gonna be right back, and he's already back. I see from the next comments. 25th Mountaineer says it's online on our YouTube channel. Yeah, that's awesome. I'll try and have a look afterwards. I'm not sure if I have seen it pass by on other social media, but I must say that my social media is very football cluttered nowadays with the championship, the world championship, etc. So most of the posts I'm seeing on my Facebook, etc., are related to football, which yeah, I'm not a football fan at all. So. Then the Gothic Slytherin says, on a totally unrelated note, guess what? I'm getting my septum piercing back finally. Been waiting to redo it for ages. Yeah, my septum piercing is one of my favorite piercings, mostly due to the fact that I can easily hide it for work and still have it outside and look awesome whenever I want to, or hide it whenever I want to. Some of my family, like my grandparents, my two grandmas who are still alive, are not really fan of piercings. So when I go visit my grandma's, I will just flip it inside my nose and have it like that. It's what I do mostly if I go to work as well. Well, always to work actually. I'm not sure if my work would mind it because recently my boss walked in and he saw like part of my tattoo and he just looked at it and said, nice. And then he just walked away. So I'm not sure if they're totally opposed to body modifications or not, but like it's more of a classical company. It's like a old family company, etc. So I'm not sure what they would do if I would leave my piercings out, but I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna do that. My computer is asking me if I want to restart. Nope, no thanks. Remind me tomorrow. So next one. 25th Mountaineers, you should know she goes live. Yeah, he knows. He always knows because sometimes he makes too much noise if I want to go live, and then I have to tell him like, be quiet. Well, no, most of the time he's watching TV or anime when I go live or listening to music. And because I'm at the other side of our apartment, most of the time it's okay. But if it's really too bad, I will just ask him to put the volume down a teeny tiny bit. It's never been an issue, so finishing these last few beats. Then Cindy says I found. Oh wait, I'm missing some comments. I'm gonna scroll up. You guys are commenting more than I can read. Ah. So Cindy was saying I might also start getting new piercings. Like Cindy, you have so many piercings. What are you still gonna get pierced? She has like a ridiculous amount of piercings, but like they look super cool. That's not like the issue, but yeah, like, you do have a lot of piercings already. I'm not sure what you could still get pierced. The Gothic Slytherin says my first one was not pierced at the right spot, so if this time the piercer pierces it correctly, it shouldn't be through scar tissue. Like, yeah, go to a good piercer, and if you already know if you have a sweet spot, like the perfect spot to get pierced or not, it definitely helps because I had a really large sweet spot, so for me it was really easy getting my nose pierced, or my septum pierced at least. My nose piercing is like ridiculously painful. But yeah. Yeah, Jeroen of course knows when I'm going live. Cindy says, I found my dad's football shirt back today. It's hilarious. Anderlecht cards from the 1980s. If you ever want to get rid of football stuff, let me know. My dad collects it. So if you're not into that, then I can transfer it to my daddy who loves it. Um, so the Gothic Slytherin is saying the one I went to pierced it way too low and ended up causing tissue damage and it was crooked. This time I'm going to the best piercer I know though. Yeah, I went to a very good piercer who is one of my best, well, I'm not gonna say best friends because we haven't talked in a while, but she used to be one of my best friends, and I still consider her one of my best friends. We're just both super extremely busy, so we don't talk as much as we used to. She's also the one who did my back tattoo, one of my leg tattoos, the mods on the back sides of my legs. She's my main tattoo artist and piercer. She did my septum piercing, my nose piercing, and my tongue piercing, and she's just super good at it. So I would trust her with any of my piercings. Sarah Downen is saying a storm is coming this way. Okay, I'm not sure where you live, but here it's like extremely hot. There's barely any wind. There's barely any clouds. Clouds. Luna Serwan says, Hi there. Hello, Luna. Welcome to my live stream. I am working on a necklace, but currently going through the comments because I'm trying to catch up. Um, Cindy says, I know that issue way too well. A decent piercer can save you a lot of money, indeed. Tio says, I lost my interest in the current World Cup as Germany got kicked out. Yeah, you should watch Belgium instead. Luna is also asking, show us what you are doing. I am working on a necklace. So I am working on a custom piece in black and red beads. This is what I currently have. I just assembled a few more beads to connect everything together, but it is based off of this design that you can see here, but then with different colored and different sized beads, etc. Jeroen says we beat England today. Yes, you are super loud during the football match. I was cleaning up my room and I just hear him shouting. Like, he usually never does that. So we were doing really well today. Gothic Slytherin, yes, I have a large sweet spot too, but the lady missed it for some reason. Okay. And then Cindy is saying I still have room in my cartilage. Okay. Your ears are gonna be just one ring of metal at the end. Like there's gonna be no more ears, it's just gonna be holes. all over with piercings. 25th Mountaineers is saying we watch it in a mini pool with the TV on our deck. Awesome. Here in Danes, they have like next to the church, they have a small area where you could go and watch it on a big screen, but we just stayed at home. It was too hot, anyways. Um, Theo, even if I only think of getting pierced, I feel uncomfortable. Yeah. I don't like the feeling of getting pierced, but I love the way piercings look. And most piercings are not really too painful, so that's okay. So I'm gonna go through the next ones, and then I'm gonna continue on the necklace. Otherwise, it's never gonna be finished. So Cindy says, still want to get a conch tragus and another helix. Goth Explorer saying, Theo, it's not as bad as you might think. Indeed, some piercings don't hurt as much. As long as you're not going through cartilage, it's mostly fine. It's just awkward. It's not really painful. Cindy saying, indeed, getting your blood taken is way worse, or getting shots. Yes, I always get like sick when I'm getting my blood taken, etc. Luna says, it's so cute. I mean, the necklace. Yes, the necklace is really cute. 25th Martineer says, like, Lisa, ear piercings. Yes, Lisa has lots of rings on her ears. It's like a huge like ear filled with rings. I'm not sure if she still has all of them. I thought there were more beforehand, but like she has all these rings on the outside of her ear. 22 in total. Like, whoa. I have, how many piercings do I have? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I have eight piercings, which to me is already a lot. And I retired two of them, my helix, which wouldn't heal, and my lip piercing that was crooked. I maybe someday might get my lip pierced again, but not like in the near future. Um, Cindy says, I'll be mental EF. Yes. Theo says, I'm generally afraid of every needle-ish object going into my body, no matter what. Um, yeah, I always close my eyes. Like, I don't like the sight of needles either. So I will close my eyes when I'm getting pierced if I can see the needle. Like, if it's my ears, I can't see the needle, so I'm not bothered. For my nose piercing, I would just close my eyes and my piercer will count down for me. She will be 3, 2, 1, and then I breathe in and breathe out, of course. And then it's done. Like, that's the way my piercer pierces me. uh Yeah, Sydney has way too many piercings. I think she's saying that she has 28 now. Like, come on, that's too much. Or, well, too much in my opinion. But, like, for you, it's okay. I mean, you make it work. I couldn't make work 28 piercings. I wouldn't know where I would have 28 piercings. Like, that's just, for me personally, a bit too much. But, like, that's just me, you know? Like, people can do whatever they want to their bodies, but I would not want that many piercings, I think. Maybe one day I will change my mind on that. That's possible, but not today. So let's connect a few more beads in order to finish this necklace. Yay! If I wouldn't be so distracted by the comments, this would be finished. But I actually really enjoy making this with you guys with me because you guys can see how I work on jewelry and what I do, etc. I actually got these pliers not too long ago, and if you see any dirty spots on my hands, it's from these pliers because the oil that they have into the thingy that makes them move kind of comes out because it's so hot. So it kind of stains my hands, but it doesn't stain my jewelry in any way, shape, or form, which is good. Here we're gonna try and fix this like this. There we go. I think that's gonna look good. Well, I hope at least. There we go. I can't see the chat anymore. Trying to read. Cindy says my body mod goals are extremer than most people would like, I guess. Yeah. Well, most people think I have a lot of piercings and tattoos, so yeah, I understand what you're saying. But like to each their own. Like everyone should do what they like to do with their bodies. If it's a lot of piercings, a lot of tattoos, or just one or two, shouldn't really matter. As long as you're happy with how it looks, that should be most important. So I'm gonna connect these pieces I just made to the necklace, and then I'm gonna see how it all works together. I think we're almost done actually. If I can get this closed. Yes. And then this side. First this one. The one trick that I can give you is to always count your layers and assemble everything according to those layers, because otherwise sometimes your necklaces may end up crooked. And always like try them, well, not try them on, or you could if you prefer doing that, but I always like to hang them on this thing to see how everything hangs, that there's nothing really awkward looking. So what I'm doing now is I'm just checking if everything is kind of proportionate. Like you guys can still see that there's something hanging loose. I'm gonna attach that in a moment. But yeah, this is the start of that necklace. I'm really liking it actually. I'm really happy that I'm liking it, because I was kind of worried like, would I like this necklace or not? So now I'm gonna make a final bit to finish it off and connect it to the back. I'm gonna quickly measure how long this is, because I always like to have my necklaces be around 50 centimeters long, or a little bit less depending on how I wanted it to hang around the neck. So I'm gonna quickly grab my tape measure, which is something I really enjoy using. So now we're only at 24 centimeters, so I'm gonna add a little bit more, about 10 centimeters on each side. Well, not on each side, but around 10 centimeters in total. Let me see what I have here, so if I connect those together. And the thing is, I always work in twos, so I always will make one side and then copy it to the other side, so that it's really nice and symmetrical. I prefer doing it that way than to creating one side and then doing something completely different, or not knowing if I will have enough beads to do the other side. Like, that would be so much of a struggle for me. I'm really a perfectionist when it comes to my jewelry, because I sell it to other people. Like, if it would just be for me, I would not be as perfectionist about it as I am right now, because I know, like, if I just have to wear it, it doesn't need to be perfect. But if it's going to someone else, I want it to be perfect, or as perfect as I can get it. So it's constantly altering black and green, just to make a nice pattern and just having something really cool. And then at the end, I'm still gonna be kind of weathering the skull. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that on camera or not. It depends if my boyfriend is hungry or not yet. I'm just gonna try and read the comments. There's a lot of comments. Yay! Gothic Slytherin. I also plan on getting a regular nose piercing soon if I can. There are a few Thread God events, and I really want to wear those nose chains. Yeah, my nose piercing was really, like, I think my nose piercing was my most painful piercing, together with the helix piercing. The helix piercing was a bitch as well. But like, once it was healed, like after 2 weeks, this one was already mostly healed, then it was fine. And nowadays, like, it's one of my favorite piercings. I really love the way it looks, and I have been considering getting the other side done as well, but my nose isn't 100% symmetrical. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna ever do that, because I think it would just look weird, or weird to me, if it's not like symmetrical enough. So I prefer having just one side for now. Theo says, what are you guys thinking about split tongues? It may look cool, but I don't know, it looks so painful. I know a few people who have split tongues. I think it looks super cool, but I would never, ever, ever get it done myself. Ever. I will get a lot of tattoos. That's basically what I'm gonna do. Cindy says, Tio, yes, I would love to get one, but it's expensive too. Like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Cindy wants to get a split tongue. Um, the Gothic Slytherin is saying, my friend wants to get his split tongue. It does look cool, but hard in the healing, and it can go back a bit. Yeah, a friend of mine, or at least someone I know, has her tongue split, and within a year it has grown back closed for over 1 centimeter of the bit that she got split. So she used to have a bigger split, tongue split, than she has now. And another friend can do like all sorts of really cool tricks with her tongue, like twisting it over each other, etc. But the person whose tongue is regrowing can't do that anymore because it has regrown so much. I would personally never do it. And Cindy says that makes sense. I already have my tongue pierced, so stretching it might be a good option too. Oh, well, before it was depending on your anatomy, a tongue regenerates fairly fast too. Gothic Slytherin was saying, I've heard getting a tongue piercing and letting it heal first, and even stretching it can help put a natural stop to the regrowth. Okay, Amy is joining. Hi, Amy. I hear my boyfriend in the back. I'm not sure what he's doing. So, Jeroen is also saying, hi, Amy. I'm so happy that Amy's able to join. So, hi, Amy. Um, I'm not sure what my boyfriend is doing, but I can hear him from here. I'm not sure what the hell is going on. I think maybe the cat got into our sleeping room again, which she's not allowed to go into. She knows she's not allowed, but she still does. So, hi, everyone. Amy says she's finally get finished packing and getting ready. Yes, you're going to an awesome party tonight where you're DJing, if I'm not mistaken. For everyone who doesn't know Amy, Amy is Amy Necrotique here on YouTube. She is a YouTuber, but also an awesome DJ and event organizer. So yeah, if you haven't seen Amy's channel yet, go ahead and check it out. I still have to watch her newest video. I was gonna do that now, but I went live instead, which is still a good thing. But yeah, this is what the necklace is looking like so far. I'm gonna put it on this neck thing. So I'm gonna remove this one. I still have to attach the clasp, etc. But this is mostly to see if it's not too long or too short, and I think the length is gonna be just right. This is a choker type necklace, so it's gonna be good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put my beads aside that I still have laying around. Um, check if I have still some bigger chain. I'm not sure if it's here or not. I'm gonna get one of my clasps. And one of the things that I always like to do with clasps is try it. Because, like, I get my jewelry supplies from very good jewelry suppliers. I've recently only started buying my jewelry supplies locally, like within Europe, and not in China anymore. And I must say that I've had a huge improvement over the quality of my pieces, especially the beads. My beads are actual Czech glass beads from Czechia. Czechia. I'm not sure how you say it, but it really helps. I've noticed a huge difference since I started using those actual Czech beads instead of using like other random beads. So yeah, that really helps. If someone else is making jewelry and they want some tips on where to get their supplies, Etsy is a really good source for craft supplies because they have a category specifically for selling craft supplies, and the prices are really reasonable, I must say. So most of my skulls that I'm using, so the resin skulls come from a shop in the Netherlands. Most of my cameos, so the frames that I use for my skulls, etc., come from Italy. The beads that I use are mostly Czech beads, so from Czechia. Um, what else do I use? I'm not sure really. I also have another online store that I use for my beads, but I also like to go to my local Veritas, which is like a craft store that also sells like fabric, etc. So yeah, I get most of my jewelry supplies locally, which helps because honestly, having to wait for shipping in order to continue working on a piece is hell sometimes. Like I want to continue working on my things. I always prefer like being able to work on a piece and continue it and finish it before I have to wait for shipping or things to arrive, etc. So this is what it's looking like. I have to make sure that everything aligns the way I want it to, because if it doesn't, then it might look awkward in the end. Let's just put it on this thing first to see how it hangs, if everything is the way I want it to be. Okay, so I twisted it the wrong way. There we go. So I think I'm gonna leave it like this and take some pictures of it and send it to the person I am making this for. Um, Amy says, "Hey, I haven't been wearing the other necklace you gave me, but one of the silver linking chains broke. No fault of yours. I just don't treat my jewelry well. Yeah, it happens. Like jewelry every so often breaks. It doesn't matter if it's like made handmade or if it's made by a factory or if it's made by Rogue and Wolf. Like all jewelry can break. It's normal. It's what happens. Um, the Gothic Slytherin says, guess what, Amy? 2 weeks ago, I went to an industrial night in Montreal. It was really awesome, but then I was too drunk, fell down my platforms and sprained an ankle. Yeah, be careful in your platforms, sweethearts, because like platforms are awesome looking, but be careful. Amy says, I don't get a lot of my DIY. Hold on. Ah, my comment section was flipping. So Amy says, I don't get a lot of my DIY supplies like studs and spikes from China anymore. Much lower quality. Yes, much, much, much lower quality. Um, Cindy says, but don't most people on Etsy get their supplies on mass suppliers from Asia too? Not gonna name drop them. Um, I don't know. I only buy from shops that I have bought from before. A few of those shops I know make their own supplies. So the beads are actually made by someone who has like a bead factory. I know these skulls are hand cast by the person who sells them. For some of the supplies, I don't know. They might as well buy them in bulk from China. I don't know. I honestly feel like the quality of the pieces is a lot better than the ones that I myself bought from China beforehand. But I haven't done that anymore these past 2 years, I think. Ever since I started switching to actual glass beads, etc., I stopped buying them from China stores. So Amy says, oh no, Gothic Slytherin, I have fallen over about 10 times over the past 10 years. Yeah, I've also tripped in my platforms. When it was really icy outside, I still decided to wear my platforms from the car to the club. And yeah, that didn't end up well. So if it's really like snowy or icy, I will just wear my Dr. Martin boots. And then Gothic Slytherin saying, yep, not fun when it happens. Of course, I fell down in the middle of a sidewalk, not even at a club. Yeah, me too. If I fall down on my platform boots, it's never at the club. It's always like somewhere outside. um, Cindy says, I used to also trip all the time with my stacks in the days. I'm a clumsy person to start with. Yeah, Cindy used to have like these really huge stack platforms. I used to own those too, but like in the black version, she had like the vibrant pink ones, the most pink ones you can imagine. And they were really easy to trip over because they were so small. Like the base was really small and slim. Like if you know what I mean by this, it wasn't like a big base. It was like higher than it was wide, so it was really like not too easy to fall in. Well, it was easy to fall in. Yurun is saying that it looks awesome. Thank you, sweetheart. Amy says, I don't get stuff from Etsy anymore. I meant I don't buy DIY supplies from eBay stores. Yeah. If I can't find it in actual stores, then I will buy it from Etsy stores. But I also have a few online stores that sell beads, etc. But they don't always have everything that I need. So they will have stock shortages, etc. on the things that I want to use. So then I go to Etsy for it. Um, Cindy's also saying looks really awesome. Then Cindy says, rather fall down on the sidewalk than have a bunch of people at the club watch me eat shit. Rune's also saying, I like the green, nice choice. Yeah, it's the choice of the person who wanted this necklace to let me make it black and green. So it's really awesome. I'm really happy with how it looks. I still gonna weather the skull a teeny tiny bit afterwards, so it looks like not as fresh and new and better overall. 25th Mountaineer says, see you next time. Bye, 25th Mountaineers. Enjoy your evening. Um, so yeah. Um, So Gothic Slytherin is still talking about falling down. I was really careful. I don't usually fall down, but the streets in Montreal are in horrible condition, holes everywhere, while drunk, not a good match. Yeah, streets here in Belgium are terrible too. Like, it's patchwork. It's really patchwork. And Jeroen is confirming that. Yeah, those stacks were horrible. I'm really glad I got rid of my stacks. I kind of regret it because I loved the way they looked. They made me like incredibly tall, but they were like not the most comfortable shoe to walk in. Now I have the Demonia Swing, who are also still quite high, but not as ridiculously high as the other ones. So yeah, they're really cool to wear. So yeah, Sarah is saying, I wish I could still model, but my photographer moved to Canada. Um, Sarah, if you want to model, there's plenty of photographers. You just have to find a photographer that you're comfortable with, and I think you could still model. It's all up to who you want to work with. Um, Amy's talking about sidewalks in Richmond. They're mostly brick and it's all uneven. Even the bar has a brick floor. I won't wear my stiletto shoes. Yeah, like bricks are the worst, the absolute worst. We have these like, oh, what's it called? Kinderkopjes. They are stones that are slightly rounded, so they look like children's heads, kind of more or less. Not sure where the name comes from, but they're really still slippery, especially when it's like raining or freezing. Then they are just absolutely dangerous to walk on, and the entire city of Ghent is covered in those. So, yeah, it's terrible. Cindy says she has only one pair of platforms left, and on the inside is also a hidden platform and her creepers. Yeah, creepers are really cool, but I am selling my creepers because they are too big and just. Um, Theo says it's even worse if you are on your scooter and hang in a pothole. It was painful. Yeah, I can imagine that happening, not being so cool. Gothic Slytherin is saying I'd save up for some nice looking new rocks if I wasn't spending all my money on uni very soon. I might save up for that next semester then. Look at sales. I was able to get my new rocks at more than 50 euros off the normal price because I was able to buy them on one of their sales. I also look at Attitude Holland because they are having a huge sale right now, and the shipping is not too bad internationally, I think. Because I know a lot of people internationally buy from them, and they have really nice sales on some of their new rocks as well. But it's just specific sizes that they have. I really love my new rock boots. I really love them. And Jeroen has had his old pair of new rocks for a very long time as well. We are looking into getting a replacement for them. But like they are some of the best shoes that there are. Cindy saying kasseien, yes, but I still don't know what that is in English. Um, Amy's confirming I sold my stacks as well. They are too narrow in the middle and I wobbled. Plus they are so heavier than my 8-inch new rocks. Yeah, I'm not sure what Demonia is all about because sometimes their platforms are ridiculously heavy, whereas some of their others aren't. So I'm not sure what's wrong with some of the models that they have, but the stacks are really not easy to keep your balance in. Yeah, Jeroen is confirming new rock reactors that they really like. Um, Gothic Slytherin saying, I've tried on creepers and for some reason my feet don't like those, but they sure look great. Yeah, it's like bikes. I really love creepers and I really love bikes, but they're just not meant for my feet. Or I should maybe just get an even bigger size of pikes in order to compensate for my already big feet. And creepers just make my fit look huge and they were not comfortable. I got them a size too big even. I took my usual Demonia size and they are just ridiculously big. So I'm not sure what happened with those, but like they're ridiculously big. I've taken a few shit bricks. Uh, okay. So this is what the necklace ended up looking like after working on it for 1 hour and 40 something minutes. Yeah, shit bricks. I'm still gonna weather the skull, but I need some water in order to weather that skull. And some black paint because I use black paint, black acrylic diluted paint to weather those skulls. I'm quickly still gonna do it because while I'm still working here, um, yeah, I'm gonna get out of my room for 2 seconds to grab a paper tissue and then some water to make the painting thing. I'm gonna leave the necklace here so you guys can admire it a little bit more while I'm running to catch my stuff. So here's a few things already. I might need water in this. So there we go. And I see that the sun has mostly vanished. So I'm gonna open my window again so we have a little bit more light. Oh, that helps. Uh, looks gorgeous. Looks. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. Like, it's a really big compliment that people like the things that I make. I'm usually very self-conscious about my necklaces and about the things I create, but like, yeah. And I forgot I didn't have any brushes anymore on my desk. I'm quickly grabbing some. And I have some paintbrushes that I dedicate to some types of paints. So some are for like acrylics, some are for watercolors, some are for oil paintings, etc. So yeah, I had to grab the right brush in order to do this. And after this, I'm gonna go and annoy my boyfriend a little bit more. We might watch a cool movie together. I still haven't seen one of his like favorite movies ever. If he's still lurking around, let me know which movie it is because I forgot the name. I think it was Full Metal Jacket that I still haven't seen. Is it that one? Is it Full Metal Jacket, like with the helmet on the cover of the movie thing? I'm not sure which one. I see that you guys have commented. I'm gonna read those as well. Just a moment. First, like diluting my black paint. So what I do to weather my skulls is I take black paint, I dilute it until it's like not opaque anymore. And then I will put that onto the skull, leave it there for a teeny tiny bit, and then wipe off the excess with my paper tissue. So as you can see, I'm gonna try and turn it a little bit. I'm just taking the skull and I first go into the eyes and then I'm just gonna drag it around. And because this is really watered down, it will immediately set into all the crevices of the skull, which is what I want. I want it to look a tiny bit worn, a tiny bit weathered. That's what you want with this technique. And I know there's plenty of other techniques that people like to use too, but this is just one that I found works best for what I want out of it. So I'm just gonna leave it like this for a moment. I'm just making sure that I've been everywhere with my brush, that there's no parts that don't have any paint on them. And I'm gonna take away where there's too much. So if there's anywhere where I have too much black, I will just go in with my brush, wipe it off here, and just continue on it. There we go. So we're just gonna let this dry for a short moment. I'm gonna read through the comics comics comments. Hold on. Amy says, I had creepers too, but they really just aren't my style. The only creepers I want are the ones that are knee-high boots, but they no longer make those and they are impossible to find. She also says pretty. Whoever is getting that is lucky. Yes, indeed, that person is very lucky. I had a lot of fun working on this. Like, I never thought that green and black would look so good together, but it really does. Um, Cindy says, yes, they're cool. Love to have a pair of those plate ones. Yes, those plate creepers from Pneumonia, they were super cool. They were on my Pinterest boards for a very long time into like my more gothic related things. Trying to read through more of the comments. Tio says it's already quite dark here. I'm going to make a campfire later. Like here, it's not. Well, you can still see everything clearly outside. It's getting dark, but it's not dark yet. It's and is saying yay, yes. So it's Full Metal Jacket that we're gonna watch. Cindy's saying Kubrick classic. It's a good one. I'm not sure what Kubrick classic is. And Bertrand is saying, you already know all the Full Metal Jacket quotes from the industrial songs. Yes, indeed. And I know a few parts um, of the movie from industrial band video clips. But that's all I know about that movie. And like the animation things that they put on the internet every now and then. So yeah, Grendel uses a lot of them and modulate. Um, and then Amy says, I have a caustic banter that says, stop sampling Full Metal Jacket. That's awesome. That's really cool. Um, Amy says, always wondered if all of the industrial bands from 10 to 15 years ago had to go back to pay royalties for all the samples they stole. Yeah, I wonder about that too. So now that I've done the weathering on the skull, I had to let it dry a teeny tiny bit in order not to remove all of the paint, but now I'm just going in and taking away the excess. And if I feel I'm taking away too much, which I just have done, I'll just go back in. But I really, really like the look of weathered skulls a lot more than just the normal skulls that everyone can buy, etc. Like by weathering them, you kind of give them a more unique touch, which is cool in my opinion. So I'm gonna leave it like this. You guys can already see that this skull has a lot more depth to it than it had like a moment ago. So I'm gonna leave it like this. I might go back into the weathering a teeny tiny bit more later today, but I'm not gonna do that on camera anymore. I'm just gonna leave it as is for now, let it dry, let it sit a little bit, take some pictures and send them to the person who commissioned this piece from me to ask if they're happy with it, if there's any changes needed, etc. Also on the length, etc. So we'll see how that goes. Um, so Cindy is saying Stanley Kubrick. I have no clue what you're saying, Cindy. Same guy from Clockwork Orange, etc. Okay. So Andy says, awesome stream, glad to finally catch you live. Time for me to go to make some things too. Have an awesome evening. Have an awesome evening too, Andy. If you're going live on Twitch, be sure to send the link somewhere to me because I've been trying to catch you on Twitch, but I never know where to start looking. So if you want to send me your link or post it on your page or something, then I will be more than happy to have a look at your live stream as well. Oh, so Stanley Kubrick is the director. Okay, I am not aware. I really just don't know those movies. Like, I watched Forrest Gump a few days ago for the first time in its entirety. Like, I knew a few parts of the movie, but I had never actually seen it. Like, it's ridiculous how many movies I know parts of but haven't actually seen. Anyhow, I'm just quickly gonna read through the other comments and I'm gonna go and annoy my boyfriend a little bit and my cat, of course, my cat. Um, Bertrand is saying Full Metal Jacket is a very famous movie for successfully pulling off a two-part narrative structure. Normal movies are comprised of three. And he says, shit, now I want to watch Full Metal Jacket. Well, watch it as well. We're going to watch it tonight as well. Um, Theo says, to be honest, I only know the quotes in German. I wouldn't recognize them in English. Um, yeah, I'm not sure how many quotes I'm gonna recognize from the movie, but probably a lot. And then Mirun says it was fun, and he says for sure I'll post it up on Facebook. Thanks for reminding me. I'm bad about not remembering, and the stream is already up. Yes, I would love to watch your streams. Like you sometimes post afterwards about them, but then it's too late to watch them. So I would love to be able to actually be in one of your streams, like watch one of your streams. Um, okay, so I'm gonna leave you all. Good night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Saturday evening. Amy, good luck on DJing. So say hi to your boyfriend from us. Have an amazing evening, everyone. And this necklace will be up for sale for the person who asked it to me to make this piece. This was a commissioned piece. If it inspires you to also ask me for a commission, I am open to commissions at this moment. I still have a few skulls left. So if you want something, feel free to message me what you want, what style, if there's any colors you want me to use, etc. I'm open to commissions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.